The more you earn, the richer you should feel. So why is it that for so many people, the opposite happens? You get a raise. You get a better job. Maybe you finally start making the kind of money you once dreamed about. And somehow, you still feel broke. At first, it doesn't make sense. Because if your income goes up, shouldn't your financial stress go down? But there's a trap hiding inside that logic. The more money you make, the easier it becomes to spend more money. A nicer apartment, a newer car, more expensive restaurants, better vacations, subscriptions you barely use. And suddenly, the lifestyle that once felt luxurious becomes your new normal. Then something strange happens. You make more money than ever before, but you don't feel richer. You feel like you need the next raise just to keep up with the life you've already built. This is the part most people don't realize. The problem isn't always that you're not earning enough. Sometimes, the problem is that your definition of enough keeps moving. Imagine someone named Alex. A few years ago, Alex was making $50,000 a year. Money was tight, but Alex knew exactly what was possible. There were limits. A certain apartment, a certain car, a certain number of nights eating out. Then Alex got a better job. Now the income was $80,000. At first, everything felt incredible. There was more breathing room, more money in the bank, more freedom. But slowly, things changed. The old apartment started feeling too small. The old car started feeling embarrassing. The cheap restaurants suddenly didn't feel good enough, so Alex upgraded. The apartment got more expensive. The car payment got bigger. The vacations got better. The monthly subscriptions multiplied. And because the income was higher, none of these decisions felt dangerous individually. That's the trick. Lifestyle inflation rarely arrives as one giant financial disaster. It arrives quietly. One upgrade at a time. One monthly payment at a time. One little decision that feels completely reasonable. Until you look at your bank account and realize something uncomfortable. You're making significantly more money, but you're saving almost the same amount as before. Maybe even less. And this is where the psychological trap gets deeper. When your income rises, your brain doesn't necessarily say, great, now I can build wealth. It often says, great, now I can finally afford the things I couldn't afford before. And that feeling is powerful, because spending money gives you an immediate reward. Building wealth usually doesn't. Nobody gets a dopamine rush from looking at a retirement account and thinking about something that might happen 20 years from now. But a new car, a vacation, a bigger apartment, you can enjoy those today. So the brain naturally favors the present. And that's how a higher income can create the illusion of progress without creating actual financial freedom. Here's the uncomfortable question. If your income doubled tomorrow, would your financial life actually change? Or would your lifestyle simply double with it? Because if every raise immediately becomes a new expense, you're not becoming wealthier. You're just moving the finish line. And the finish line can move forever. This is why two people earning the same amount of money can feel completely different about their finances. One person might earn $100,000 and feel financially secure. Another might earn $200,000 and feel constantly stressed. The difference isn't always income. It's the gap between what you earn and what you need to maintain your lifestyle. That's the gap where wealth is built. Think about it like this. Your income is the water flowing into a bathtub. Your spending is the drain. If you make more money but widen the drain every time the water level rises, the bathtub never fills. The solution isn't always to find a bigger faucet. Sometimes, you just need to stop widening the drain. And this doesn't mean you should never enjoy your money. That's not the point. Money is meant to improve your life. The problem begins when every increase in income automatically becomes an increase in spending, because then your lifestyle becomes dependent on your highest income. And once your lifestyle depends on that income, losing it becomes terrifying. You might have a bigger paycheck, but you also have bigger obligations, a bigger mortgage, a bigger car payment, more subscriptions, more expensive habits, more things you feel you can't live without. And suddenly, the person earning more money has less freedom. That's the paradox. You can earn more and become richer, or you can earn more and simply become more expensive to maintain. Those are two completely different outcomes. The people who build real wealth often do something surprisingly boring when their income increases. They don't immediately upgrade everything. They let their income rise faster than their lifestyle. Maybe they earn an extra $20,000 and only spend a fraction of it. The rest goes toward investments, savings, debt reduction, or simply creating more financial flexibility. And that flexibility is something people often underestimate. Because wealth isn't just about having more stuff. It's about having more choices. The ability to leave a bad job. The ability to handle an unexpected expense without panic. The ability to take time off. The ability to say no. That's what money can ultimately buy you. Not just a bigger lifestyle. More freedom. So the next time you get a raise, there's a simple question worth asking. How much of this extra money actually needs to change my life? Because maybe the answer is less than you think. Maybe you don't need the bigger apartment. Maybe you don't need the new car. Maybe you don't need to upgrade every part of your lifestyle just because your income finally allows you to. You can enjoy some of the money. You can reward yourself. But if you allow your lifestyle to rise slower than your income, something incredible starts to happen. The gap gets bigger. And that gap is where your financial freedom lives. The goal isn't to earn more money so you can afford more things. The goal is to earn more money so you can eventually need less of it. Because the richest person isn't necessarily the one with the biggest paycheck. It's the person who has created enough space between what they earn and what they need, that they finally have the freedom to choose how they live. So ask yourself one last question. If your income stopped increasing tomorrow, would your current lifestyle still make you feel wealthy? Or would you immediately feel trapped? Because sometimes getting richer isn't about making more money. It's about making sure that when more money comes in, your life doesn't automatically find a way to spend it all.